Welcome, parents. Oh my, are we in for some changes from both of our ends here. I just wanted to give you just a quick little update and go over my notes a little bit. In each of your bags, I sent a two-page note, helpful instructions and helpful hints. So I just wanted to kind of go over that quickly and with some visuals and just kind of discuss a little bit some suggestions with helping your student at home. So yeah, it's definitely a crazy world. Hopefully this won't last more than 3 weeks. You have in your packets, basically almost 3 weeks worth of work, all the way through the date of the 17th, which it would be a Thursday after Easter, the week after Easter. If we're still out, then that Friday will just be kind of like a review day, or just I have no schoolwork for that, because if we do come back that following Monday, then we would be back on track with my book, my lesson plan book. And if we're not back on track, then you will meet up on that Friday, and you can use that day to come in and bring me your stuff and get another few weeks a packet of work. So I know some schools up north, a friend of ours in Pennsylvania, they're closed for the rest of the school year. Hopefully we will not be that way at all. Excuse me for a moment. Iced coffee. Been living on that for this week. But I do want to just go over a few things. I know you can do this. It's going to be a little different. But they're your kids. You know your kids, better than I do. And yes, what your kids do at home, falling out of their chair or letting their crayons and pencils roll off the desk onto the floor, or say that they can't do it, they don't know how. Yes, they do that at school too. We just have to show patience and give them instructions over and over and over. And that's part of it. Repetition and learning. So I want you to take lots of breaks so you don't get frustrated at all and everything. But first, let's go over instructions. Okay, your child is going to be watching approximately 5 videos a day. Some days maybe 6, it just depends. I plan on making 2 videos. Sorry, I'm scratching my face, touching myself. Shouldn't be touching myself at all. But I'm planning on having 2 brand new videos each day. A morning welcome day, and then an instruction video on their papers, what they're going to be doing that day, what I want from them. And then there'll be 3 videos that you'll be watching daily for the whole week. And they'll be watching the same videos Monday through Friday. And one will be numbers video of just counting their numbers. The other one will be alphabet, phonics, their sounds. And then the other video is going to be going over Bible verses. Those will be the same thing for the whole week. They just need to watch it every day. So you have 2 brand new ones that are fresh each day. And then that week they'll watch those other 3. Each week I'll make a new review video so they don't spend the 3 weeks watching the same number of video. So basically they'll watch it for 5 times, Monday through Friday, and then I'll make a new one and change it up just a little bit. But it's still going to be the same type of concept, same thing of reviews of the numbers, of the phonic sounds, and so forth. But I didn't want them to have to watch the same video. And again, it should only be about 5 minutes or less. It just depends how we go through it. And there'll be, of course, 2 fresh videos. If I feel like we need a new video or add a 3rd one on something, then we'll have that, 3rd new one for that day. But it looks like, we can do everything in 2. So as far as it goes, I wanted to make sure that that you're able to get on Schoolworks to see the videos, the YouTube that I sent you the link to. And if you're watching this, you've seen it, subscribe to that channel, and that'll be easier for you to go right to it and watch everything there. There's been some problems with the Schoolworks and uploading and so forth, but I'm uploading everything first onto the YouTube. It is faster than the upload on the Schoolworks, and you should have everything uploaded for that morning of that day. I will be making some of the videos early, obviously, because I'm not live and on that day. So I have a bunch of different t-shirts to change out into. So as far as that goes. So I won't be in the same outfit the whole time. Anyways, so getting my thoughts here. So anyways, and so you'll be able to watch the new videos, each day. I don't want you to go ahead early on and watch the next day's videos. So I will upload those either late at night or the next morning. With YouTube, you can make things public and private and release it at a certain time. So I do understand sometimes kids get bored or at home and they want to do the extra work, but we still want to keep them on a schedule so they do that amount for that day. I understand somebody's not feeling well, they get behind a little bit, then they can get caught up. Again, that is for that last day at the end of this, the Thursday the 17th. So that following Friday the 18th, they can, April 18th, they can catch up on anything that they need to, if that's the case. That's why I gave them that one day. But anyways, so going through it. So anyways, so make sure that you're able to get onto both of those. Again, YouTube will be probably the easiest way to watch on a regular basis. Okay, now your child's going to have, I made photocopies of 1 through 6 of the reader books. These were the originals that went home, and I just want to make sure that they still had them. They can work in these because they already, the ones at home, they already did the last page activities. So in the copies, make sure that they do the last page activities and read through. So we're basically going to do a review, books 1 through 6. So you can have them do it twice a week, 2 books a week. So as you see, the earlier ones will be much easier. It's just some sounds. As you get a little closer to the end of books 5 and 6, you're going to start putting some blends and some words together. So any questions you have for me on that, on how we do that, then you can always call me, text me, and that's fine. And maybe if I have a lot of the same questions, then maybe I will do an instruction video for the parents on that. So we're kind of doing it the same way. So, but make sure they do that twice a week, their books. And you'll find that, it should be easy for them. And hey, and if they're being lazy and they can't do it, they don't know it, you tell them the sound, then you make them do it. Don't just say what it is and move on. They need to, they'll read that and sound it out for you and everything. And don't get discouraged. They're 4, some are 5 now, that they totally, don't seem to have the concept. So, children develop differently. Children, sometimes are a little slower and sometimes a little faster. And every child is different in a family. So don't get frustrated or angry at all with it. If they're being lazy and stuff, take a little break, then refresh back into something. But your child, when they can do something, when they're just being lazy or just don't want to do it, type of a thing. Also, the clear folder. I sent this home, and this had stuff already in it from the previous work done. Some of you might have a couple pages in here that's not done from any missed days that they did not finish. So if you go through that and you find that some of them are blank, you can have them do that too as far as schoolwork, before Monday. You can do that, or if they get done early, they can go back and do those papers. But otherwise, empty that out, and this is where you'll put their completed work back in here. So you don't lose it, and put the report card back in here once you look at it and sign it. And this is what you'll give back to me in 3 weeks, or if we come back to school early, you'll bring that all to me, and any work that's not been completed yet that we haven't got to, bring all that back in, because then they'll do it in the classroom if we go back to school early. If we don't go back to school, the 19th, when we run out of schoolwork, then you'll meet up with me. I'll give you a new packet for a couple more weeks of more schoolwork, and we'll just play it by ear. I'm not going to send all the work home for the whole year. They need to be able to check in. I need to be able to grade it and look at it. And so we would do probably every 2-week check-in type of a thing and exchange work with each other. But save this, and that's where you're going to put your papers into. Your attendance, some of you I've talked to already by phone. How we will be doing attendance is I will check in with you a couple times a week, or you check in with me. We just need to communicate at least twice a week, either through text or by phone is fine. Sometimes I'm going to require them to send me a picture of the work that they've done or something specific to do with Play-Doh, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I know some of you don't like Play-Doh, it's messy in the house, but we are going to need a can of Play-Doh. So you can make sure the lid's on so it doesn't dry out tight, and make sure you put it away so they don't get into it if you're concerned about them making a mess in the house. But we will be making our letter shapes and maybe our number shapes too with Play-Doh. And so I will have you take a picture of that and send that to me, and that will count as part of their attendance. So there's different ways we're doing different things, mixing it up, but it all will qualify under attendance. So you don't have to call me every day. I don't have to call you every day, and everything. And I will be able to see who's watching the videos, and I need to see obviously daily that I'm seeing 12 new people watching the video. There's 12 students and everything besides myself watching it. So I'll be able to tell who's watching or not. Another thing to go over to our helpful hints. You guys can do this. First off, I want to encourage you. I know everybody is home streaming, watching movies. I got Legos to build. I've been too busy right now to do that. So we're all finding activities and things that we can do in the house, obviously. And maybe you go a little stir crazy, and how many times can you go through your closets and clean your house for spring cleaning, or bake things or whatever. So, but hang in there. I want you to stay on a schedule. We have the tendency of sleeping in a little bit because we don't have to be up a certain time early. And I understand that. I'll probably, when we don't have school, I'll probably try to be here between 8:30 and 9. And I'll probably stay till 4 or 5 every day in the classroom, because that's where I'm making the videos. If anybody needs to call me, talk to me, or whatever, I'll be here. And as a teacher, I'm able to come back and forth from school and with the lockdown. I'm in Seminole County. We don't have a curfew. We don't have a lockdown lease yet. But of course, Orange County has a lockdown starting tonight, Thursday, I think at 8 o'clock. But as a teacher, as long as I'm on pass, I'm able to come back and forth to school and make the videos. But stay on the schedule. If you guys get up at 9 or 10, then make sure at 10 o'clock, that's your schedule for the next 3-4 hours or whatever it's going to be. Try not to just, we're going to start school at 3 o'clock this day. We're going to start school at 9 o'clock this day. We're going to start school at different times. You want to keep them on the best schedule as possible. Anyways, some of you maybe are going to set up a little workstation in the house. I've talked to a parent that they've got a little room set up. They got a TV already there, and so they can watch on YouTube. They have several students, so you can do that. One way by doing with YouTube, a lot of the smart TVs have YouTube already in it. So I wanted to make sure that that would be the easiest way. And I'm very familiar because I do some of my own videos separately, Lego videos and things on YouTube anyways, on a separate account. So I was familiar myself with YouTube. So that's why we're doing it primarily through that. Again, you should be able to find it on Schoolworks too if you want to. But make sure you stay on the schedule. Stay on that schedule the best you can. Your kids are going to want snacks all the time and things like that. I saw that what one lady was doing, that she made like a snack for that day, a little basket or whatever, and had some different snacks on there. And then at snack time, that's what they ate. They didn't go to the kitchen and get other things to get into food. This was their snack time, and then mom made them lunch or whatever, but they already had their planned snacks and stuff already there, so they wouldn't just munch. Some even parents are even giving them some little play money, and they would buy their snacks and teach them a little bit of math at that time or trading that in, and then when they ran out, then that was it until lunchtime or until afternoon snack or dinner time. So, and that will keep your child from just constantly munching while they're trying to do schoolwork too. I'm looking at my notes here. Also, take breaks between the work. You watch the morning video, that's fine. They can start a paper. then maybe take a break after that. Let them take a 10-minute break. If you're not going outside in the backyard or something, that's good for them kind of run around, get some of that energy out if they're able to. Or if you have a pet, you guys go walk the dog for 15 minutes or whatever you want to do. But give them a little bit of breaks. Don't try to cram it all. Hey, we're going to get this done fast and we're going to start now and you're going to work for the next 3 hours so we can have the rest of the day to play. No, take the breaks, and try to do the schedule up through if you're starting earlier, like you would during lunchtime. If you're starting later, a little bit after lunchtime then. But, still try and, we get the tendency to try to cramming it all in. And then, but that's going to frustrate them and they're going to go fast and then they're not going to do their best work. So we want that too. And we don't want to stress them out. It is different for them and they don't completely understand. So we don't totally want to stress them out too with the whole thing. Now, I want to tell you, on all their papers, they need to write their name on their own papers now. Before I was writing it, they were tracing it, but now they write their own name. They all know how to write their own names. You've been seeing their papers come home with their names on it, so you know what level of work they can do. If it's sloppy, they're just phoning it in, or I can't do it, then, off to the side, you can, write their name, and they can copy it, instead of just doing it for them all the time. And so, itch my nose again. Try not to touch my face here. That type of thing. So you can, do those things, but do not make them write their names. They need that practice. Make them write their names. Even if it's sloppy to some extent, and even if it's a little not quite perfect, that's fine. They will get better as they write their names down. But make sure, if they're obviously writing their E's backwards or their C's backwards, then correct that. But don't stress them out totally on their names. They will polish that more in K5. But they will be writing their names there. They need to get that practice and everything. Okay, now as far as some hints, okay, we got Play-Doh here. You got each a can, a randomly different color can. You can pick up more Play-Doh if you want to at the store if they have some at home. But I will require for them to do a few things with Play-Doh. And let me just show you this real quick. I got a new one, so this is like surprise, surprise. This is like gold in our classroom when we have a new one. The best way to do their letters is take a small piece and just have them make a ball first. Okay, sometimes you need help them with that. And then just take a small piece and then you make the little ball. And then of course you make what we call a worm or a snake. So then that makes it longer. Okay, and then you can make easier your letters, your shapes that way. Instead of giving a whole clump and then they're trying to smush it down, do a bunch of small little balls, and then they can do different letters, different shapes. So we got P for Prince. So so they can do that. Some people are having some, will have some issues. We have, L for Liam. So, different things like that. So, let's see. Here's an easy one. And take another little ball. And then, of course, we have, make it a little flatter, but T for Timothy. A little bit. But it'll be a little bit better here. So, anyways. But to get back into what also under supplies, but you will need Play-Doh. Having some activities, too, would be fun for them to be able to do at home also. Taking a break, or they get done with their work. And what we did daily was you would come in, you'd see what they'd be working once they got done with their work. Excuse me. That we would, one day we did, Fridays we did Legos. Usually Wednesdays or Thursdays we did Play-Doh for about a half hour or so. Then I would let them look at books one day. I would let them draw one day. So we had something specific that we did each day. And our building blocks. And those things were designed for their fine motor skills, things to build strength, to coordinate, think about with their mind what they wanted to do. I am not sick. Sorry. I've been dealing with some sinuses, but I'm fine. Anyway, so teacher will make it too. But those are things you can think what you have at the house. Puzzles, we did puzzles one day also. So some things like that you maybe want to put aside. Say, hey, we're going to do puzzles today or whatever. That will help keep a structure too. Help give them something to do instead of just playing video games. But kind of do that stuff during school time. If they're going to do puzzles or whatever. So, and they're familiar too with those things. So you can remind them about those as far as it goes. Other things they all got a pencil. And it's, of course, a big pencil, but you need to get a sharpener for it. I picked up a different type of sharpeners. This one was for different sizes of pencils, but you'll need, obviously, to sharpen the pencil. If you can't find a sharpener for a bigger pencil, either at Walmart or Target, then you can use smaller pencils if you need to, and to be able to sharpen those. But just make sure that they are not writing like this, or they need to pinch. We always talk about pinching. You tell them pinch, they'll pinch. This is how they need to hold their pencil. Pinch. Not way up here, so low that you can't even see, but they need to be able to pinch it. So they could be able to write, and you could be standing over them, and you should be able to see what they're writing. And they need to be back far enough. Some kids will be so close down here, and they're over it, and then you can't even see what they're writing because their hand's blocking everything. So if they're doing that, then that means they're not holding it right on the pencil. So some of you keep an eye on them too while they're working. At a young age, they want to eat their erasers or pick at it or bend it or put it in their mouth, chew on their pencils. So just be aware of that too. Keep an eye on that, and that will help the supplies last longer. You need some scissors. I didn't have a lot, and I didn't want to send them home because we needed them back. But, kid scissors, you'll need that with the cutting. I sent the other art supplies, but not scissors. And I sent, of course, new crowns, fat crowns. That's the best thing for them to use, those big crowns. I know they can use the small ones. I let them use the small ones too. And those are, of course, easily available, the small ones. But the bigger ones are harder to find. But if you can find the bigger ones, that's what they use. Those are the primary colors that they will need to color with anyways. That matches the right shades that they need to do. You can get them a coloring book. They have coloring books home. That also going to be an activity to do on the side. You get done with your work. You can color for 5 minutes. For those who like to color, boys don't seem to like to color as much as girls, and that's a normal thing. So. You don't have to worry about that. Some children don't like to color that much. Make sure when they color, they're coloring small. Even when they're crowns, they need to pinch too. And some of them want to just take this and color big and fast. No, we color small to stay in the lines and everything. Encourage them for that. If you got some stickers, put some stickers on there and that will help them too. Or smiley face that you thought they did a good job off to the side. Leave room for teacher, but something like that, you can encourage them. Another thing, obviously you'll need some extra pencils, or if you need to, because pencils will get broken, believe it or not. And eraser. Eraser is important. This little tiny eraser is not going to last. If you get them a big one from the dollar store, then this will last. Or you might need to erase it yourself, so they're not constantly trying to erase and play around and mark things just so they can erase it and everything. So you can manage that, erase it if they have an accident. A lot of times I do all the erasing, once their pencil goes away and stuff. And it doesn't take long. They'll go through this pretty quick. So as far as supplies, I think that's another thing that I got that's very helpful is a baker's pan. Okay. And this was just 99 cents or 90 cents at Walmart when they have them in the baking aisle. And we do the Play-Doh on this. We do our art on this. We do blocks on this. We cut on this. And so it will make sure that it will save from a mess in the house or from in their workstation, whatever you have set up. So parents, you can do this. To quote my parents, I am trusting you with my students. So I know you're going to do a good job. If you have any questions at all, feel free to call me and watch the video with them on phonics so you will know how to say the sounds the correct way and when you're working with them on that. And also like on blends, Let me just tell you this, and maybe I'll do something later. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so we have, you know, obviously this is Meg got gum. Okay, so when we would blend it, we do M-E. M is M, E is E. You blend that M, E, me. So M, E, me. So me is the blend, and so then we have me, and then what's that? A G, 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 me, G. Put that together. Sometimes you have to tell them to put it together faster because they'll go me, G, but they're not really putting it together. And but meg, meg. That's how you blend it. So don't just say meg. Put all that together, those three. No, it's me, and that's your blend, and then g, meg. You have like sight words, the. We don't necessarily sound those out. You know, a. And you know they've even learned that, you know, S has two sounds at times. You know, it's and it's z is in is. We don't say is, we say is. So you can work on them on some of those, but I think those were in the later books, beyond books 1 through 6. So, but anyway, if you have any questions, you guys can do this. Video's longer than I thought it would be. I apologize. I had no puppets for you to entertain you. I do plan on using puppets, doing different things. So it's entertaining for the kids. So I'm very excited about this also and everything. So, but anyways, we're going to do this together. Again, you have any questions, text me or whatever. If it's late at night, I'll get back to you the next day. But we will do it. You might hear this isn't how my teacher does it. You know, you just tell them I'm your teacher now. But make sure that you're reinforcing the correct concepts and you're not, you know, accidentally teaching them something, you know, the wrong way or whatever. So if you have any questions on that, you can get with me and no problems. But again, I should be here daily at school working on future videos and doing different things, maybe some projects around the school too. So I'll catch you later. I love you guys. I am praying for all of you. Hope everybody stays well and safe. And please use lots of common sense and don't touch all your faces and cough on everybody, hug on everybody and everything. So I love you guys. You guys can do this. I'm here for you. Anything you need, call me. Bye.